And we're live.
Ooh,
What's going
how
on,
you guys
folks?
doing? Oh, what's up? Sorry for the bit of lateness. There's been some technical difficulties, but we are beyond that now. Uh,
Yes, sir.
I'm JC,
I'm JPeeps. Welcome
and
to
we
another
got a
episode of the Running Game Podcast.
wonderful episode for you today. Lots of
An
stuff to talk
amazing
about.
episode.
An amazing episode. Lots of stuff to talk about in the NFL, NCAA, NBA. Uh, uh, I don't watch baseball, but we got baseball in there.
Yeah.
I don't watch NASCAR, but we got NASCAR in there too, baby. Like, we got lots of stuff for you. I mean, it's jam-packed. Like, we're going to be arguing
A little
lot.
bit of HBCU stuff. A couple trades done went down. Got dudes in the NBA almost done gotten into fights and stuff here since Sunday. Like, it's been pretty crazy.
You know, speaking of fights, make sure you got those challenge flags ready, man. Because we're I feel it. I feel it again. We're ready. We gonna say something crazy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to
And you are listening to
And you're listening to
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
I'm so zoomed in. Oh my gosh. But let's go ahead and get right to it. NFL. Eagles have traded Carson Wentz to the Colts. JC, how you feel about it?
Listen, this is a terrific trade for the Colts. Absolutely huge. Huge, in the words of the former president. Huge. Okay, the Colts needed a quarterback.
No.
That's really the thing that they needed. They needed a quarterback, hence why they had Phillip Rivers. It didn't necessarily work out. It probably would have worked out with another year from Phillip Rivers. But stuff happens. So
Hey, he's tired. It's
they
time.
ended up going out. They ended up going out to go get their guy. I mean, Carson Wentz is a wonderful addition with the Frank Reich connection, right? He has an offensive line that's really good, that's going to be protecting him, which you would hope alleviate his injury issues. And he has a good run game. I mean, Colts' run game is, I'd like to say, starkly underrated.
Starkly.
Starkly.
I mean, look,
Very starkly.
I said it for the longest. Like, look, him and Frank Reich had a perfect relationship. Everyone was saying, "Oh, hold on now, I don't think this gonna happen." Even Pat McAfee was even saying, "He's like, can we cool it on the whole Carson Wentz to Indianapolis thing?" He was like, "It's not gonna happen." I was like, "Now, Pat, you know better. Those two go together." Like, let's be realistic. Follow the offensive coordinator that believed in you and that probably had a huge say in drafting you. Follow him, go get with him, and try to go win a championship.
Correctamundo.
I mean, listen, with the QB stock game that was going on, right? I mean, it was kind of difficult, I'm guessing, wanting to give up on the pick it took to get him. But you knew they had to get a quarterback from somewhere. They weren't going to let that team go to waste that they had. I mean, the Andrew Luck thing kind of pushed them into a corner. Like, this move was eventually going to happen. Whether you saw them tanking for a quarterback or trading for a veteran quarterback, something was going to happen once you found out Andrew Luck retired. So they finally make the move. They finally get a guy for the long term. And we're going to see what happens. I mean, the Eagles are obviously hoping for them to do great because if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps and they make the playoffs, it turns into a first-round pick.
Yep. But see, the interesting thing that also happened with the Eagles is, so they released Deshaun Jackson, and they also let Alshon Jeffrey walk. I don't think we knew about the Alshon Jeffrey thing, but they let him go too.
Listen, first of all, we ain't even need to know about the Alshon Jeffrey thing because Alshon Jeffrey don't catch passes when he need to catch passes. First of all. Second of all, Deshaun Watson, wherever you go next,
Deshaun Jackson.
49ers?
Deshaun Jackson.
That's a good one too. I was saying Chargers.
I mean, both teams that really need some speed on the the slot.
Correct the mundo.
I feel like he would be good for Justin Herbert's growth. Give him that fast, deep threat, and then you already got a big body with Mike Williams, and then you've also got a great route runner in Keenan Allen.
I wouldn't say good for him. What's really good for growth is, what's really good for growth is if he's playing with nobody, and then he gets good people. But it'd be very interesting to see him show up on either of those teams. I mean, it would be surprising, but
You're gonna learn today.
I do want to get to this one thing.
What's up? What's up with it?
Deshaun Watson.
So
I mean,
he has said that he would be interested in going to San Francisco, and I've also heard one other destination. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I do know. What, say that again?
New Orleans.
Honestly, a lot of people say New Orleans, but New Orleans is in a bad position salary-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't see. I see Atlanta being more realistic than Atlanta or Carolina being more realistic than, say, New Orleans.
I don't actually see him moving, because of the King's ransom that Houston wants for him, which they're probably not going to get from any team. It ain't right. It ain't right. So, you know what I think is going to happen? I think what'll happen is we're going to miss Deshaun Watson this year.
Oh, yeah, most
it's
definitely.
Unfortunate. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, just the amount of what that happens if he gets moved. I believe it's, and we were on the list, it talks about the Eagles take the largest dead cap hit ever with $33 million. His current dead cap is $67 million.
Oh!
I mean,
crazy.
Yes, right there. Perfect, right there. But if they don't move him, imagine the pain next year when his deal hits $40 million cap hit. That is a lot of money to be tied up in one player who's not going to play. So he does have the prerogative to sit. He does have leverage if he sits.
I'm intrigued to see how they handle the draft, too, with all this going on. And then J.J. Watt. It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. You know what else is interesting? This Pro Football Hall of Fame class is pretty nice. I like it a lot. You got Tom Flores, you got Drew Pearson, who finally got in, which I'm surprised since he's a member of the 1970s All-Decade team, he was not in, which I think that's insane. And then you got Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson had this class, Calvin Johnson, Bill Nunn, and John Lynch. And I'm gonna say something for all my family folk out there that definitely, and I agree. I agree with. See, look here we go. I agree with
you said John Lynch. John Lynch. You didn't
I
say
agree.
John Lynch.
I agree with y'all when y'all say Ken Riley should be in the Hall of Fame. But at the same time, too, I understand how John Lynch got in. For one, Tampa was in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was in Tampa. Also, two, and here's where we might run into a disagreement. Wait, hold on, no, before you crucify me, hold on. And I will say, I feel like Rondé was a better player. But let's not sit here and act like John Lynch was not a huge piece of that Tampa 2 defense that Monty Kiffin and Tony Dungy masterminded. He was a huge piece. I dare you to disagree with me.
I agree with you.
See, look at y'all. Y'all was waiting for me to say something stupid, wasn't y'all?
You did.
The fact that he got in, I mean, shoot, heck, he's in. I don't get what I'm saying.
Who didn't get in?
But, I mean,
who didn't get in this year?
Now, Ken Riley didn't get in, and Clay Matthews Jr. didn't get in. But I'm going to say something regarding Ken Riley. For all my family and HBCU folks, if you want to see Ken Riley get in, someone needs to present a case for Ken Riley to get in the Hall of Fame. We've been saying this for years, and nobody's done anything about it. So if you want to see something done about it, get up off your behind and go do something about it. Present a case to the Hall of Fame committee for him. The same way that Ira Kaufman fought for nearly 8 years to get John Lynch in the Hall of Fame.
The same way Clay Matthews' daughter fights for Clay Matthews.
The same way Clay Matthews' daughter is fighting for him. But I mean, that's to no avail. Handle it with a little bit
all
more.
I'm gonna say, Calvin Johnson should have been next year. All right, so
you ain't the only one to say that either. You ain't the only one to say that either. You are not the only one.
I did just I've heard that real quick. So anyway, NCAA, right? Deion Sanders, yep. Jackson State, 88 Edward Waters, 53-0.
Look. It was a great way to start the season off for Jackson State. They're not going to get challenged next week when they play Mississippi Valley. They're not going to get challenged until they play Grambling in 2 weeks. But here's where you lose me. You have a team calling themselves DBU after they done beat an NAIA school by 53 points. And you've got so many other secondaries in the SWAC laughing at them now. You got Alcorn laughing at them, and I agree with they're right for doing it. You got people, FAMU folks are literally licking their chops. Can't wait to play Jackson State. I can't wait to go down there and see it myself. I mean, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good that I took away from that game, but at the same time, too, I mean, I understand it's game one, and you got to give it time to gel and come together. But let's not act like Jackson State is like the cream of the crop in the SWAC yet. I need to see them go.
But you notice what Deion's doing, though. He's building up the swag and the culture, right? I mean, granted, despite what you may think of his Twitter antics being very Donald Trumpian about his...
You're going to make enemies.
I'm going to make enemies. I don't care. Listen. Despite his Twitter antics, right? He is still building the program. I mean,
he is, and it's going to
misplaced confidence is still confidence.
True. I want to see what it looks like in 2 weeks when they play Grambling. That's going to be the real test.
Yeah. I mean, misplaced confidence is still misplaced confidence. We'll wait until we see something.
Prime time.
Okay, Tom Jackson. This is
where's your wallet?
I thought this was an episode of NFL Prime Time with Tom Jackson and Chris Berman for a second.
All right. You know you're wrong for that. Now, anyway, look, back on topic here. USF.
I like the new facility.
$22 million facility. Second year of Jeff Scott.
Just gave me the phone, but that's it. But I mean, I like the facility the way it's going up and stuff.
I like the facility, but all of this, and you still don't have your own stadium.
Hey, look, you and I are from the area, and we talked about this before we came on here. I've always been a believer that Mosey's closed down. For those of you that don't know, Mosey is a museum / air and space type thing that's across the street.
It's essentially across the street.
Yeah, it's across the street.
The thought would be that they would take that because it's going out of business or something, right? But there have been no talks. There have been nothing. I mean, hell, the Rays moving the Ybor had more talks than USF getting its own stadium.
Yeah, it did. But you know something interesting that
I'm sorry. USF is 1-8.
Indeed. And they're still getting a $22 million facility.
Yeah. They got donations. And I will say, there's something that I spoke to a USF booster about when I was shadowing at a physical therapist office before I changed my career track to chiropractic. I spoke to this USF booster and I asked him, I said, what are the chances that USF will possibly get in on a campus stadium? And he said, you know what, that's not their primary focus right now. It's really not.
I mean, I guess their primary focus should be trying to win more than one game. All I'm going to say, and then I'll just drop the topic right there. I wish I could get USF money with no work. Also,
I think a lot of us could.
Oh, number 3 Michigan men's basketball, right? And number 4 Ohio State 7-game winning streak.
Well, Jim Harbaugh could learn something from them. He could learn something from Juwan Howard. I'm just going to call it like that.
Did you also see that I believe the Michigan picked up the running backs coach from the Ravens and made him the quarterback coach?
That's that Jim Harbaugh connection between Baltimore and Michigan.
It's the Harbaugh connection, right? He I guess that, we could get a little bit of success right there. Maybe train up another Lamar Jackson.
Honestly, but did you see also? Did you see also? They have Joe Milton is transferring out.
Really?
Yes, he's transferring out of Michigan. So I don't know what's going on. And then I believe the McCaffrey boy transferred out too.
You've read the Bible. This is the Exodus.
Oh my.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like that's all you could say. This is the Exodus.
All right.
Hopefully they got a quarterback that they can put out there on the field. But I'm telling you right now, Jim Harbaugh need to get with Juwan Howard and be like, look, how do you beat this team from Ohio, known as Ohio State?
A lot of Michigan fans are going, let my team win.
All right.
They can win. Just let your team beat Ohio State. That's all it is.
They couldn't even beat Michigan State this year.
Yeah.
The other thing too is we've got
Gonzaga
and Baylor. Yeah, they're gonna lock up.
They're gonna finish number 1.
Yeah, they're gonna lock up the top 2 number 1 seeds. The question is, who gets the other 2 number 1 seeds?
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not even going to take a stab at it. But I will say, a team that I'm interested in for the tournament, Florida. I'm very interested in Florida.
Really? For the NCAA tournament?
Keep it interesting.
I'm looking at Alabama.
Alabama.
I'm thinking about Florida. Just
thinking
bear with
about
me
Alabama.
until we get there.
Okay.
We'll see if that changes.
Okay.
But college baseball underway. Favorites to win the College World Series?
Favorites to win the College World Series right now is Florida, LSU, Louisville, UCLA, Virginia, and Texas Tech. But Florida and LSU look to be the front runners right now.
Correct the mundo.
And give or take, given Florida, they had a very strong opening victory in their first game against Miami. I believe it was a 7-5 victory. And they got a new baseball facility and everything. It looks gorgeous. I mean, if you're ever going to talk about it, the favorite has to be Florida as far as baseball goes. Florida, LSU, or Vanderbilt. One of those three is going to probably be one of the last two teams standing when it comes time to the College World Series. And then from out west, you got UCLA. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens here. We're going to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see this. I really am.
I don't know college baseball like that. I won't lie to you here. That's none of my business. But
I will say the surprise on this list to me is kind of Louisville. I mean, Virginia and Florida State usually tend to be the top teams in the ACC as far as baseball goes. Even Miami. But hey, look, media wants to pick Louisville. We'll see what happens.
Oh man!
Also, in the NBA, we've got a chippy game that was actually very entertaining, considering the fact that James Harden and Patrick Beverly almost got into a fisticuffs. It was pretty interesting. The Nets would go on to win 112 to 108 over the Clippers, and it was in Los Angeles. Yeah. Paul George and James Harden, they were the scorers. Paul George had 34 points, 12 of 19, 6 of 8 free throws. James Harden had 37 points, 13 of 25 field goals, and 7 for 11 in free throws.
All right, cool. Now I'm going to let you finish. There we go. Listen, if you're a Nets fan and you're listening to this right now, and you're like, man, our team is great. We're going to win it all. You know what I have to say to that?
Don't do that.
You're going to smile.
Don't do that to them.
Get ready for the big payback. Because listen, all right, you need to shut that stuff down. Woo! Boy, I had to take it to grandma route. You need to shut that stuff down, all right? You need to take a second. You need to breathe, all right? You just won a game against playoff people, all right? Calm yourself, okay? It's not that deep. You still need to relax, and you still need to figure out, if anything, if you want to win a ring, how are we going to stop the Jazz?
Hey, because the Jazz are 2.5 games up the Lakers.
I mean, it's not expected. I guess we kind of anticipated. Well, I guess we didn't anticipate the Jazz winning, being up like this.
I mean,
but
I personally had Golden State making a comeback, but then Klay Thompson got hurt, and I was like, dang, so much for that. So, I mean, someone else had to pick up the slack. And then the Spurs ain't really what the Spurs used to be. They fell apart. So, I mean, it's only right. Go ahead.
In reference to the Jazz and the Lakers, right? Like the Jazz, yeah, we didn't expect them to come out this strong, right? But with the Lakers, I think we're really interested in seeing what's happening with this Anthony Davis thing, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think that without Anthony Davis, they even win last year. And I think without Anthony Davis, they don't win this year. No sound effect? Nothing? All right. Well,
Okay.
I mean, is that the Lakers fans after me? Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I just don't think this team can win it all without Anthony Davis. I mean, he's a really big part, and I don't think that they're going to stop the Jazz.
Wow.
It feels so wrong to say this. God, I can't even get it out right. I don't think they can stop the Jazz in the playoffs without Anthony Davis.
Made the team. That's to the NBA on TNT. That's ooh.
Boy,
You playing a dangerous game now. Talking about that. I mean, because me personally, I was thinking to myself like, okay, here's how it's gonna go down. The Lakers gonna trail them for a little while, and then once they get them in the playoffs, Lakers gonna be the number 2 seed in the West. It's gonna home court advantage is gonna go to the Jazz if it ends like that. Yeah, with no. Well, I think the Jazz are having fans, but I don't think the Lakers are having fans right now. And then I was thinking to myself like, okay, well, the Lakers are gonna go in there, they're gonna get it done, maybe in 5 in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then advance to the finals.
Western
Conference Conference. Yeah, they're gonna advance from the Western Conference Finals to the finals. But you're saying the Jazz are gonna take it from them? Okay, hey.
Jazz in 6.
Wow.
I don't know karate, but I know Caraza.
I mean, hey, look, it's so you're saying the Jazz are gonna get their first NBA Finals appearance since the days of Karl Malone and company. I
If
can
nothing
get
changes, granted, but if nothing changes and things stay the way they are, like I said, if Anthony Davis doesn't come back from his injury, and Anthony Davis doesn't come back from his injury looking like Anthony Davis, Jazz in 6.
I agree.
Look at that. See, I even got the support. All right, so look, 76ers also hold a half-game lead over the
Honey
Nets,
bunny.
right? And I just told Nets fans to calm down. 76ers fans need to calm down, all right? Because they've been all on the jockstrap for years now. Because every time the 76ers are doing good, and then they take a sip of that reality juice and fall apart.
Correct the mundo.
I agree. I will say because my thing with the East is okay. It's I mean you're gonna have a team that's gonna be like, well, where'd they come from? Like last year, I think it was the Miami Heat coming from that 5th seed, and then this year, you got the media darlings in the Brooklyn Nets, and for me, I'm looking at the 76ers and I'm just like, how long is this high gonna last? That's my thing. How long is that high gonna last? What makes
it better, right, is the addition of Doc Rivers. I mean, Doc Rivers is just a outstanding coach, and it's obvious that he just makes his teams better. I mean, right now, maybe he's just making the 76ers better, and
the 76ers are going to be. The 76ers are going to be just like the Clippers, good enough to get to the door, but not good enough to come into the door and take part in the party. Say again?
Who beats them?
Who beats them? I think the Nets can beat them.
I shouldn't have asked you that question. I shouldn't have asked you that question.
I think the Nets.
I got to tell Nets fans to calm down again.
Correct the mundo.
I think the Nets can get him.
All right.
Because that's just my take of it. I think the Nets can. I think it's gonna be the Nets, and if it's not the Nets, you got Milwaukee trending up. But I don't really see Milwaukee being that much of a threat. Not at 19-3, 19-13. And then the Nets. But they're 2 games back.
What's going on. I just don't know what's really going on anymore with the NBA, right? I mean, it's the top teams, I think, except for the Jazz, are all kind of still in a position where everything can fall apart, whether it's by injury things or by just usually this happens, everything falls apart.
Giannis.
And I do like my boy Giannis now.
He's gonna fall apart.
Wait, what? Did he just say Giannis is gonna fall? What?
Hey, look, there's been a couple. Who is it?
Correct the mundo.
Who is it?
MVP caliber player.
During the regular season.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just gonna attack me like this? All right, you know what? It's okay. It's cool. It's all right.
Low key, he's got a point. Because I be waiting. I'm sitting. I'll be honest with you. Last year, I figured they was gonna run the table.
You know what? I think if the shutdown doesn't happen, they run the table last year.
No, because the shutdown didn't cause them to shut down.
Come on. Come on.
No, you didn't have to do
really?
that. You didn't have to say that. Oh no. Oh my gosh. We're in the 4th quarter now. So
hold on. I'm taking this into the hot topics. Hold on. You can't tell me that the shutdown didn't affect. Milwaukee was the hottest team last year. Shutdown happens, breaking all the action, and then Milwaukee is struggling.
Oh,
newsflash. The shutdown happened for everybody.
All I'm saying is it gave a second win to other teams. For example, Miami Heat.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm dropping it.
We're gonna settle this off there, I see.
Wow.
They're gonna settle this off there. Wow.
Wow.
We are
wait till I get a sunflower.
We're in hot topics. The first hot topic I actually want to talk about is this top 12 black quarterbacks of the 21st century list that JC has.
Oh my goodness.
Don't you say Sean King.
Say that.
I want to hear.
Save that for last. Save that for last.
Don't you say Sean King. Don't say Sean King.
Save that for last. Save that for last.
All right, so spring training is underway. Pitchers and catchers they reported, and baseball is in the air at the major league level. And if you look at the World Series favorites, the Dodgers and the Yankees open up as favorites to win the whole thing. And the surprising thing that happened also was, as far as the 2 teams that made the NLCS last year, the Braves and the Rays, the Braves have been picked to finish 3rd behind Washington and Philadelphia. Give or take, I didn't realize how loaded Philadelphia was getting. And on the other side, in the AL East, the Rays have been picked to finish behind New York and Boston. I'm trying to figure out where all this love for Boston came from. All of a sudden. But look, we're gonna see. I feel like Atlanta is going to still be pretty good. I don't know if I want to put all my eggs in the Washington Nationals basket yet. But I'm buying the Phillies. But I'm gonna hold off as well with the Boston Red Sox. I still say that I think that the worst case scenario, the Rays and the Braves both finish in second in their respective divisions.
What say you?
I can't add on to that. Go Rays. Go Rays. Go Rays. I don't know.
Wow.
And this is the guy that ranked the 12
this Sunday
best
we've all
quarterbacks. Okay. I'm sorry,
Lord.
JPeeps.
Oh Lord.
What were you saying, JPeeps? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we've also got the Dixie Vodka 400 in Homestead, Miami. Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Dixie Vodka.
Dixie Vodka 400.
That sounds
At
like you cannot
Homestead,
have
Miami.
that race without a rebel flag.
Or
You know
strong
what?
drink in your hand.
Yeah, I know.
And a Marlboro Light. Same.
You know,
I love racing, but
this is that type of race you got to show up to. You got to have something in your cup, but it's got to be Everclear, and just lie and tell everybody it's vodka.
Oh no, you ain't gonna lie around that section.
no, there's no.
They gonna make show.
Yeah.
That's what
Dixie
they bring.
Vodka. That reminds me of Bo Jackson. When I played football, we used to wear cups.
Oh.
It wasn't no Dixie cup, and it wasn't no coffee mug. Sorry.
Oh no, that's that Saturday Night Live skit, isn't it?
Actually, they started it. That was originally used on Q105 here in Tampa. Yes.
That's
Sorry.
fun. You're good. Yeah, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Kevin Harvick are all the top 3 drivers in the polls early on in this season. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully we don't see a big time. Well, actually, you know what? Heck with it. Hopefully, I kind of want to see a big time crash at the end down in Homestead. At the end of the Dixie Vodka 400 this weekend.
Crash, man. What?
It's not NASCAR. There's no crash. It's not NASCAR. It's not a big crash.
Before we lose any potential sponsors we could have because of the heartlessness of JPeeps, what is this Cam versus Heckler thing?
Oh,
okay. So if you're not living under a rock, Cam Newton was at I believe it was a 7-on-7 camp, and he took his time. I don't think it was his camp, but he did take his time out to go to the event and to be there. But there is video of a young man who decides to alert Cam Newton to his current free agency status and alert him that he feels that he is quote unquote am I allowed to use words like that?
You can. I thought you said he was trash.
Oh, he said he was ass.
Oh, okay. He said that. Gotcha.
Yes.
You're gonna learn today.
I mean, listen, if I'm Cam Newton, I understand the complete reaction, but he should have had 2 different reactions. I can't fully remember what I told you on the phone, but the way he said, "Where's your daddy?"
Where's your
that
Paul?
sounded like fight words. Those sound like a fight word.
He should have worded it differently when he came at him.
Go get your Paul.
I mean, if he would have said like,
quarterbacks,
I need to speak to your father. let me speak to your father or something such as that. You know, maybe we wouldn't be talking. I got you. Let me finish my thing, man. Maybe we wouldn't be as hard on Cam as we are currently. But he was right. That's all I'm gonna say. He took out his time. Anyway, the Undefeated made a post. 12 best black QBs of the 21st century. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Russell
Is he
Wilson.
black?
Number 3, Steve McNair. Number 4, Donovan McNabb. Number 5, Cam Newton. Number 6, Lamar Jackson. Number 7, Michael Vick. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Number 9, Deshaun Watson. Number 10, Dante Culpepper. Number 11, Colin Kaepernick. And number 12, Cordell Stewart. Now,
Cordell who?
despite
Cordell Torpedo Head Stewart.
why
not put Teddy Bridgewater on that list? I mean,
where's Jameis Winston?
in New Orleans.
I mean, listen, the only one who doesn't feel right to me being on this list, and dang it, I'm ashamed to say it, but it's true, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson just isn't. He hasn't dominated at any point in time for me.
He's the only offense Houston has.
Not all. No. Do not even start with that. He had DeAndre Hopkins for 4 years, I believe.
And he had no offensive line, so he was constantly running for his life. He was getting sacked in the tub.
You know what, man? You know what?
I mean, you can't do much if you get out of bed in the morning and you get sacked. It's pitiful.
You should tell him how you felt about Dak Prescott on that list.
Hey, he had Dwayne Brown, all right? That's all I'm going to say. Oh, boy.
That's what you get for your list. That's what you get for your list.
It wasn't even my list. It was the Undefeated.
Oh,
I didn't even make that list.
I'm sorry. I take that back then.
Wow.
Okay. I apologize. I thought you would just hit a new level of ignorance. So I'm sorry, but it wasn't your list. So I apologize. I take that back. Hey, shout out to prayers go out to Tiger Woods.
Yes, most definitely.
Horrific car accident. And it looks like he'll be out of the Masters because they had to put pins and rods in his ankle. But he's alive. So
Thank you.
Wonderful. That's a blessing in itself.
And at least this car accident had nothing to do with a golf club.
Or a white one. I mean,
with a golf club.
So anyway, listen, thanks for joining us on our show. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
At Penalty Talk.
On Spotify.
At Penalty Talk.
And they actually know this stuff.
On
Facebook. YouTube. At Penalty Talk. Make sure you like.